Donald Trump says he is cutting off funding to South Africa over land confiscations. In the demented Nachi's exact words, it's only South Africa. Terrible things are happening in South Africa. The leadership is doing some terrible, horrible things. So that's under investigation right now. We're making determinations until such time as we find out what South Africa is doing. They're taking away land, they're confiscating land, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that. And it's so classic Trump, because the evil knickknack clearly has no idea what he's talking about. He says they're confiscating land, which is probably about the Expropriation Act our government just signed, which does not arbitrarily confiscate land. It expropriates land that is not being utilized in the public's best interest, like every country in the world does. And he says the leadership is doing terrible things, horrible things. What are those things? He doesn't tell us. In fact, it seems he doesn't know, because then he says, so that's under investigation right now. We're making determinations until such time that we find out what South Africa is doing. So it's just an investigation. He doesn't know of any terrible things that South Africa is doing. And he says, and actually they're doing things that are perhaps far worse than that. Perhaps. So again, you don't know. You're just talking cuck. So how did we get here? Well, it could have something to do with those Afroforeign types peddling white genocide myth nonsense in America a few years ago. It could be because of how we've stood up to Israel in the ICJ. Or it could be this Pretoria Boys High School old boy, son of an Afrikaans emerald miner, who is now the most influential person in Trump's government.